I think you've noticed I've been drinking a lot more coffee. Or what the hell do you know me? I just drink coffee when I make these videos. But it's replacing vice with vice. I think you know about that. My online therapist tells me that. When you're trying to get rid of one thing in your life, it's a vice. Generally, your psychosis will replace that vice with something else. I have chose coffee to replace the weed, apparently. I remember when I stopped smoking cigarettes. Well, first I couldn't help doing this with my elbow, like from the Seinfeld episode. I don't know what the hell that was all about. But then for a good week and a half, every time I saw an old person, I felt like, hush, hush, hush. I was barking at old people. I don't know what that had to do with anything, but I'm glad that I was able to get rid of that one. So as you know, this is going to be my 2 weeks now, trying to go till New Year's, which is kind of stupid because if I know I'm going to smoke weed on New Year's, what's going to happen is I'm probably going to get drunk, smoke, and pass out. So maybe I should smoke before New Year's to preempt my smoking on New Year's. Who knows, maybe I just won't smoke ever again. Think about that. I know, it's just against my religion in a way. Because I am true Rasta. Rastafari. So anyway, I wanted to make this video to prove how Skynet, I'm starting to tune in to how to control Skynet and the Matrix and how to make money. I need to badmouth. Okay, let's look back at what is it, Herb Greenberg or Hank Greenberg? What I believe is the Matrix is out there scanning the interweb for negatives and to make them positive. And then with these positives, it makes it negative. That's why the market will never stop going up, because the Matrix is still sensing the skepticism and the disbelief in the greatest stock market rally that we're ever going to see in our lifetimes. So the Matrix is letting the market just continuously go up. Also, if you didn't see my call, I said most of this market is done pre-market. The market sold off on the bullshit economic data and the jobless reports. Then the Matrix realized that those numbers don't mean anything, and the market got back to break even. So, and now it's just a typical Friday nothingness going on. But here's the best part of it. Before I even looked at what the market was doing, dry ships, I was destroying that stock, talking about how awful that stock was, how it's got to be one of the worst stocks on the market, right? Next thing you know, it's the greatest percentage gainer in our lifetime. What the hell am I talking about? No, it's a big gainer today. We're looking at the stock in the realm of up 12.5% today. Fantastic. And I know nobody was paying attention, but I was talking about if you were going to trade the dry ships, you might want to go ahead and buy the options on the stock, because you never know when this thing's going to go to zero, or one day it might just explode. And the explosion is here. Now, the big question is, what can I do for you now? I suggest you buy it. Ooh, did I just say that? Yeah. Chase it, buy it, do whatever you got to do. Full disclosure, I got 200 calls that I only got 2 weeks left. So buy it, run it, churn it, bitch slap it, whatever you got to do to it. Tell your friends about it. They're shipping everything. They're doing all sorts of extraordinary stuff. The fundamentals are awesome. Technicals are mind-blowing. So I got a report back from one of the chat rooms where they're really, really high on themselves, and you can't make a recommendation without having anything backing it up. And I'm told that I'm not allowed back in that chat room because I dissed the Lord and I made fun of retards. First of all, I'm retarded. So does it not allow me to make fun of other retards? You want me to prove that for you? Come and hang out with me. You'll see how retarded I am on a daily basis. So as a Jew, I can make fun of other Jews. Oh, another Jew joke. Remember the Jews, 2 Jews, how did copper wire get invented? 2 Jews found the same penny? Well, here's another one for you. How was the Grand Canyon formed? Those same 2 Jews dropped a nickel down a gopher hole. Let it sink in. Get it? They went looking for the nickel down the gopher hole. Grand Canyon. I know, when you explain the jokes, I do that for you ignorant people that don't understand what I'm talking about. They Might Be Giants in the background, and if anybody's in the New York area next year, we're starting a cover band. They Might Be Giants cover band. Yeah, I'm into all kinds of shit, I told you. So dry ships. I don't know what the hell the news is. I'm not going to interpret this stuff for you. It's whatever the case is, okay? Normally when Dry Ships has good news, whether it be real news, fake news, made up news, the stock always gives something back by the end of the day. It's 218, people, and there's no give back on the Dry Ships. Wouldn't you know it? Oh, and we also had a downgrade in Broadcom. It actually is selling off, which is remarkable, because if you know anything about the stock market, downgrades are done by analysts that are trying to help out their trader friends who missed an opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? An analyst, let's say he's a well-known analyst or a credible analyst, he'll put a sell recommendation on a stock so his friends could then buy the stock on the downward movement that his downgrade hopefully will induce in the sheep, in the Matrix, Skynet and all that stuff. That's another way of manipulating the world. Oh, look at this. The sun's blasting on me right now. Talking about manipulation and the corrupt world, dentists. I think I told you I was going to the dentist, right? I haven't been to the dentist in 10 years. And a coffee drinker and a smoker, not one problem with my teeth. I think because they're all rotted already. I eat chocolate, drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, do drugs, and my teeth weren't hurting for 10 years. But then some work that I had done broke apart. So I figured, you know what, let me go get that fixed before it gets worse. So in I go. Drill, 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 this, that, and the other thing, a couple of shots. Next thing you know, I'm going back to get the crown put on. $1,200, mind you. $1,200 for all this work. So I get there today, and I tell her, I was like, you know what, since I've been here, my tooths hurt more now than it's ever hurt ever. As a matter of fact, my tooth is hurting now more than any tooth pain has ever caused me in my life. I say that a lot, right? A little bit of exaggeration just for the, whatever. But, so she's like, really? Really? It shouldn't be hurting after all the work I did. Maybe you need a root canal. I was like, oh, maybe I need a root canal. So basically, dentists are like mechanics. You bring your car in for one thing, they find 10 other things that are wrong with your car. Why? Because they fucked with your car while you weren't watching. That's what they did. They told you that you got some, what are those things that tie your engine together? Belts? You got some weak belts. Yeah, it's because they scraped the freaking box cutter against your belts. Now they got weak belts. Oh, you got dry rot on your tire. It's because they do shit to your car, hoping that you make your shit fixed. So when I go to a mechanic, I tell him, listen, I want you to fix this one thing, and whatever's wrong with my car, I don't want you to touch it, I don't want you to fix it, and I'm going to blame you for anything else that you find. So don't find anything, okay? I'll bring it somewhere else. As the Lord blesses me with its sunshine of, oh my God, gotta duck out of there, man, Jesus. Yeah, so dentists, they stink. Analysts stink. Everybody stinks except you and me. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, so back to the chat room that I was in. Actually, I'm not allowed in anymore. I have my cronies show up in the chat room to drop knowledge on them. So I got one guy, he goes in there, talks about Dry Ships and Broadcom last week, and he tells me that I'm not allowed in the chat room because I made fun of people. Stop taking yourself so seriously. All right? Let me go shut the blinds. That's live TV for you. I remember the time where somebody wanted to, he thought everything I did was scripted. Wanted to know who my writers were and how I could come up with such bullshit all the time. Here's something scripted for you. Did you hear that? That was live television. How can you trust a guy who farts on screen, right? How could you trust anybody, huh? You could trust me, people, because I bring this shit as Okay, so let's talk about what happened. Okay, we got the Google. Okay, the Google trade is got to be one of my best trades ever. And you want to know why? Oh, also, people want to know, I know, how to really embrace the horror to its full effect. And you have to come to the chat room and be a part of the family to really understand. It's when I take these piker positions. Of course, I told you, as long as and Tesla has been going down since I said I hated it that much more, just to rub it in my face, because I'm not shorting it. I said as long as Tesla, and there was another stock. What were we talking about? Oh, Crocs. Crocs, was it? Tesla? I don't know. Point is, there are certain stocks that just make me just want to give up. Like, they shouldn't even exist, like Tesla. Come on. Stock should be at $2. But I said I wasn't going to trade too much. I'm still trying to revel in the money that I made on the Google trade. So, I've been trading 100 shares this, 100 shares that. I mean, the dry ships is great. I got 200 calls on it. Hopefully it goes to $7, $8. But the Google trade, I bought one call. I don't want to blow anybody's mind thinking that I'm like making these extraordinary, massive amounts of money. I bought one $560 call for $7. I sold one $570 call for $3, hoping that the stock closes at 570 today. So I get to make 3 points on the 560 call, and I get to keep the 3 points that I sold the 570 call for. So right now it looks like it's working out. But that's not even the crazy thing is the Netflix. The Netflix was a trade that was an 85% winner. And why do I say that? The stock was blowing off. It hit 200. Normally a stock, when it hits a whole number, generally it'll lose some steam, maybe give something back before its next ascent to 250, maybe 300. I'm not suggesting that you buy Netflix right now because it's going to go to 250. But what I did suggest is when it gapped up and broke the previous day's price and then broke the previous day's low again. That is what we call the pivot point reversal, friends. 207.50 was the reversal, and then 205 or 204 something was the next level down. What did I do? I sold some $210 calls because I figured 210 will not be met in the next couple of days. Even though selling naked calls is risky, to me it looked like it was a pretty conservative play because I did not think that stock was going to be back over 200 by Friday because Netflix has those weekly options that expire. You don't know about those weekly options, you got to look at those. Those are a lot of fun. So, all in all, hey, what's up, man? I made GOTS on that trade too. 50 shares and then 50 more shares, and I sold 3 calls. Like, what am I doing? So I'm playing games. This is where you get to cash in, people. This is where you get to cash in. When I'm playing games and just fotzing around, those are the blockbuster trades. Blockbuster. And also, I was talking about some losers. Forgot to mention GTI. GTI is officially back to the price where I had originally bought 10,000 shares of that stock. And then I got stopped out at about 17 and change, lost about $20-something thousand on that trade. Lucky I got stopped out because the stock went to $3. But lo and behold, it's back to where I got smoked on it. I know it took 2 years to get back, but sometimes investing works. Also, another one, HURN. Remember that loser? We started trading that stock in about $22, $23 range. Fantastic. It's already back to that price anyway. All right, so, and I wanted to make this a short video. What are you looking at, buddy? Yeah. Who am I talking to, right?
You're talking to yourself.
I am talking to myself, generally. Woo! All right, on that note, I'm going back to drinking more coffee. Did I make any points again? I don't know if I did. I hope I did. All right, that was They Might Be Giants you heard in the background. They Might Be Giants.
I would much prefer Krull.